Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Foundry. I'm JB here with Kryptonic Ken and the Slykiko, and today we are reviewing the very first episode of Agatha All Along. Episode 1, Seekest Thou the Road? The show is finally out, and we actually have a name. They cannot change it. Like, what, fourth time?
Yeah, what? House of Harkness, Coven of Chaos.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that actually.
Yeah,
They've gone through so many nicknames, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, it was Agatha all along.
Yeah,
Duh.
that's actually pretty funny. I hope they actually had that
Right,
in there.
if
That'd
they
be pretty
planned
funny.
that's kind of funny.
We
yeah.
know they're not that smart to do it though.
No, we're giving them too much credit.
Yeah, but yeah, we are back with a brand new Marvel TV series review. There's not a single Marvel show out there that just doesn't disappoint us. We're all hype up on it. We love us some Marvel schlop. We eat that shit right up. There ain't nothing wrong with anything they do. But
Never.
yeah, it's okay. So we had a first two episodes dropped. I think what, last week, right?
Yeah,
just
around about.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
been a week already.
So it's just pretty much about Agatha, who was the main baddie at the end of WandaVision. Incorporates a little bit from Doctor Strange 2 as well. Talking about the Darkhold Diary, right?
Yep. A
Yeah.
little bit of the Darkhold, a little bit of a just basically continuing where WandaVision left off for the most part.
Yeah, because she's stuck in that little kind of loop thing right off the bat. And they try to explain that. And there's some other stuff going on that we definitely don't have all the puzzle pieces to yet, but you can tell that she's kind of just coming to, and kind of reminded me of like Archer with the whole it's been 3 years, dog. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. That was fine, interesting. It started and immediately it hits that intro where it was like cop show, and I'm like, what? And I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, it's a fucking TV show. Like she's in her own TV show, like how every episode of WandaVision. I was sitting there watching it with someone, and I was explaining like, you know how like every episode like of WandaVision was like set at a different time era. I'm like, I wonder if this will be like set between like every episode's gonna be set between like a different kind of shtick or like category of show or something like that. But it was cool. So like everyone was like kind of really cheesy and corny, and a lot of the characters that we saw from WandaVision that were like kind of mind controlled with Wanda were actually like working with her as like head detective or lieutenant or coroner or something like that, or suspects that she was interviewing, which was kind of cool. But I was watching, I was like, this is really bad acting. I'm like, she is so over the fucking top. I'm like, I hate her. And I'm like, there's no way.
1950s noir type shit, yeah.
There's no way that she's that fucking garbo. But then I started like noticing the conversations that she was having with people. Everything seemed like very like read between the lines type of stuff. And which I was digging because I've rewinded it a couple times and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I mean, so far so good with this. I was after the first episode, I was like, you know, when it started, I was like, also like, it would be cool if they continued this like WandaVision. But then, you know, you soon realize that that's not going to be the case. I like that they continued it, but it just felt a little bit like a waste because we got this whole cool, like, you know, different type of TV show that they're representing, just to realize that she just got stuck there because what did they say? Because Wanda died, or when she destroyed the Darkhold in Doctor Strange, that trapped her in this reality in her mind, I guess, for some reason. I'm not sure how that works, but that's why she's stuck there. And then come to find out that's, you know, she was actually nutty for the past couple of days because of this specifically.
Yeah.
She comes out and she's just waltzing around naked. That was a pretty funny scene, her just talking to one of the neighbors, and then the other neighbor with his family is just like, he keeps looking over, and his wife's like, hey, come on now.
She starts grabbing, like, what are you doing? Like, stop looking. He's like,
yeah,
that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
Stop.
So, but yeah, it felt a little bit of a waste because it would have been cooler if they stretched out a little bit more, just to kind of emphasize like how she's gradually realizing. But it all just kind of was condensed in just one episode because I guess they wanted to get to the main plot, which is fine. It just felt like we got on this bit of we started to learn this world, and then just like, it's gone.
Yeah, I wasn't too mad at them getting over the detective stuff pretty fast because I don't think it was done super well. I mean, like, it was interesting, but I feel like it wasn't done super well of her just like interrogating and investigating. I'm like, this isn't like a good mystery or anything like that to me. But I was very curious about who like the murder victim was or something like that. I thought that was interesting because they were very like kind of dancing around it a little bit.
I feel like that was supposed to be Wanda.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that whole metaphor of and then especially with the John Doe tag when it fills in both.
Yeah.
I was like, they're kind of doing like a little Darkhold thing, but then it felt more like, oh no, it's actually like the spell, I guess maybe.
Yeah, I didn't know because at the very beginning I thought that he said that there were 2 victims at the very beginning. Yeah.
But they couldn't find the second body, right? Yeah.
Okay, so
he's like,
probably
the front airbags went off, and they're like, wait, 2, and he's like, it wasn't in the back seat. There's that whole. It didn't really make sense, but I guess that was kind of the purpose of the case.
Yeah, they just end for and be like, she's a second victim or something, or I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool as she kind of gradually broke out of it, though, that she changed into all of her outfits from
that was pretty
the
funny.
show. Like that was a nice little callback to the show because I really enjoyed that part of WandaVision for sure. The different eras that they were going through.
Yeah,
so.
I thought it was very, very creative. What do you guys think of the ending of her breaking out, then getting attacked by Miss Plaza?
Rio. Our Aubrey,
that was interesting.
Plaza.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what her character's all about yet. Obviously, they've both been alive for a long time, and they both hate each other, and there's a bit of a power struggle. But I'm not exactly sure why yet. I feel like that's what we'll kind of learn more as the show progresses.
Yeah.
Like why they hate each other, because that seems like kind of central to what they're building up. I think, because obviously she doesn't have her powers right now, and she needs them back. And she like goaded her into like waiting until she gets her power back to then defeat her, kind of a thing. It's like that whole like, I mean, the only thing I can think of is like Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z is like he always wants to defeat them at their full power. That's exactly what. For the sake of
knowing he did it at their best.
Yeah, the pride of like actually defeating them when they're fully powered up and like as strong as they can be. So like that's what she's, I guess, trying to go for.
What I was trying to process was how she was in that spell with her, because she was like a colleague in that little dream world of hers, and I was like, well, she's not from Westview or whatever the hell that town is. So how did she weasel in there? Same thing with the kid.
The kid. He weaseled his way in.
But the kid was physically there.
And trying to
Rio
save
shows
her.
up after the fact.
Yeah, I don't know.
As soon as she gets out. That's why I was like, wait a second.
Or maybe she was
just
just
that
there watching.
Yeah, I don't know. Her showing up though, I was like I thought it was very funny. She seemed seemed quite lame. It's actually really fucking funny how she's supposed to be like a very powerful wizard. Not wizard, a witch, excuse me. Yeah. And she bursts through like the house is missing. Half the house is missing, and then it runs at Agatha with a knife, and I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, really?
I thought that was
you with the fucking knife, like, and they're fighting each other with on the floor. I'm like, come on, dude! Like, Jesus Christ.
She's got her powers. Like, she's a full witch.
But
she can do whatever she wants.
Because of Agatha's powers, how she realizes. Because what Agatha's powers from WandaVision was like, the more you feed into her, she like draws off of it.
That's true.
So maybe it is a whole like, you know what? Parry this, you filthy casual. It might be one of those,
Right, because if she uses her powers, she'll like
spell on her. Yeah.
Fair.
Very funny.
Thank you.
I did like seeing like Westview and how Herb, his name was Herb in WandaVision. I don't know his like real character's name, but the dude who's always like trimming his hedges, how he was like, it still like was letting you know that Westview like was still very traumatized by what happened in WandaVision.
We don't say her name. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, nah, we don't talk about it.
Yeah, I was not a huge fan of just the interaction with Agatha and Aubrey. I was just like, man, like it is what it is. I'm like, okay, like we'll move on. Like we'll see. It wasn't like horrible, but I was just like, man,
feel like there's a little something there, though.
Oh yeah, it feels like they're former lovers almost. That's how I felt like.
Yeah.
In the when she was in her a little nightmare realm, I felt like they were like they've been fucking like 100%. They've been fucking.
It was like the classic like male cop lead and female investigator type vibe, but like it's the two of them instead, and they were giving each other the eyes, like they've done stuff before. Like there was a vibe there for sure, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I'm not sure. There's something to their past, and I hope they explain a little bit more about that, because now I'm curious. What's going on between these two?
Yeah, they that's how I don't know. She seemed pretty lame. I really liked how she grabbed the knife and she's like ripping it, and there's like barely any blood coming out, and then whenever she was leaving, she licked her hand and like her wound healed. I'm like, that's fucking cool. Like that's pretty sweet.
It grossed me out, but yeah, it was pretty cool.
I was like, ugh. Wait, like, go back, rewind.
Yeah, hold up, I want to watch it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
Felt like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time. Whoa, there it is.
Yeah.
I wish this episode some more shit was actually happening, but it kind of wasn't. But it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't a super long episode, so I think it ended up being all right overall. So.
We're if you guys are watching this one, you guys can definitely check out our second review, which will probably be out in a day or so after this, just to follow it, because they were released back to back. The second episode I actually enjoyed quite a bit. Well, we'll get to that in another review.
Yes, for sure.
But on this one, I'm just gonna give it a 6, because maybe a 6. I'll give it 6.5, because I feel like they had some really creative moments with referencing what happened in WandaVision and the format and structure of that show, and they kind of kept it going, but they switched it up at the same time too.
Yeah, that seems pretty good. I think I'll go just a little bit higher. I'll go with a solid 7 overall. Enjoyed it. I like the vibe. I like that they continued with the WandaVision different show things. And then, yeah, I guess they kind of kicked off the main plot after she kind of got out. So I'm intrigued to see what goes on next.
I'm gonna have to go 6.5 as well. It wasn't a bad start, but it definitely felt like it was incomplete without having a 2-episode premiere.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's a big turn off for me. You know, I want to be able to just watch a show, and it's like, you know what? As a standalone episode, you didn't subvert my expectations. It was a pretty good presentation. It was entertaining, and the pacing was right. This one, hit or miss. So 6.5.
I feel like that's really fair. Like, as a vacuum kind of thing like that, like, yeah, probably not the they should have combined the episodes. They should have worked on that. I think that could have definitely saved the very first episode a little bit. But also weird, because the last show was Echo, right? They released all those episodes at once, and this show they're not doing that. So
remember, they had no promo for that episode, that show too.
What the fuck's that about?
I know.
I want them to. I want to know for sure that they released all those episodes just so they didn't have to like plug it from week to week and hear bad feedback. I feel like they saved themselves a month and a half of people bitching about the awful show just to fucking move on and get it over with and not have to like promo it and be like, on this episode. I feel like they just wiped it underneath the rug because they did not give a fuck about it. I want to know that for a fact, because I'm almost for sure like that's had what happened. I feel like they were so embarrassed by it, because this show is like they're doing it like, what, episode 3 came out like what, a day ago or something?
Yep.
Yeah, so they're doing it weekly. Are there 6 episodes or 8 episodes of this?
It's a great question. I do not know. I'm hoping there's a decent number, because I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah, episode 2 is pretty good. I want to see how many episodes.
I'd rather they go the full 8 so we get a little more flushed out story. I don't want them to cut corners.
I agree.
No, if it's 6, that's too short. There's no way. Yeah. That means they're already halfway through, and I can't see that being the case.
Oh, it says that there's 10. It goes all the way into
hell yeah,
9. It says that it goes all the way into October. That's gonna be fun and spooky though.
Oh yeah, maybe they're ending in like right at the end for like Halloween sort of deal.
Yeah, October 2nd, October 9th, October 16th, 23rd, 30th, and 30th for the last 2. So interesting. Yeah, so it's gonna go into October, so a little spooky going on there.
Yeah, I look forward to that, I guess. Cool.
All right, well, guys, if you enjoyed our very first review of Agatha All Along, please drop some support for the slugs down below. Let us know your thoughts as well in the comments of what you thought about it. And we shall see you guys later on episode 2 for some more Marvel. But until then.
Peace.
Bye.